Hi everyone, this is April from Flowers from the Foss family. I garden in zone 4A here in northern Minnesota. So I put up a video not that long ago, just like less than a week ago, but already things are just popping and blooming and just beautiful out in the garden. So I wanted to get out here and record it and share it with all of you. So that is our reminiscent rose that is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's a perfect pink. Our foxglove is still blooming there, and our annuals, bubblegum petunias down there. And then I'm showing you these other roses. But first, I want to pop up here and show you these foxgloves. And my husband's pliers are still sitting up there. And I'm trying to show you up close how big these actual blooms are. And it's kind of hard to tell on here, but they're really big. And they're standing up so nice and they're so sturdy. And so we had started these in the house last year. And so these ones here are not self-seeded, but we started these last year and they had all the foliage and or just growing roots and looking great. And this year they bloomed. And here is a pretty peach rose. And so one is a knockout rose and one is a, oh, I forgot already, knockout rose and something else. I can't remember now. They're kind of both the similar color and I do like them, but I think I want to move them. Our purple sand cherry tree, right? Purple leaf sand cherry. Dianthus. This is the front. That's not the front. It's the side, but we call it the front, I guess. So I'm wondering what is on these leaves on this phlox. I don't like what it's doing to those leaves, and it's only that one because there's two there. The delphinium started blooming. It's so cute. So this video I took a few days ago already, and already the blooms are just blooming away, and we had tons of rain today, and so they were laying down, so I propped them up because we didn't stake it. Even though there's a stake in there, we didn't tie it to it, which we should have. Here's another one of those foxgloves. The foxgloves are just so cute. We just love them. Our drumstick alliums are starting to do something here. Their little casing is coming off. The wormwood, my husband went through and cut off the buds because we don't like the blooms. They're just yellow. It's like really light yellow. You can't really tell that much, but it just makes it look kind of ugly. So he cut those off and it'll just keep growing. I just love this little spot, how pretty these colors are. And the annual jazzberry petunias are just going strong there. All the alyssum that we just threw in this bed here is just growing. That's the hydrangea, Invincible Blush, my favorite one. The petunias are growing well, and the coleus, everything is there in there growing really, really well. Every time I walk by this spot in the garden, it smells so good. It just is a really lovely smell. The dahlias are still blooming. They're getting smaller as they bloom. So, I don't know if that's normal or whatever, but I don't mind. They're still pretty. The marigolds are doing their thing. The basil is in there, and the marigold that was stuck behind there is like, nah, you can't even see it now. So we're gonna have to, we might dig it out or I'll probably forget. Some petunias down here. Invincible hydrangea, blush hydrangea. More foxglove. I love that these are white when they are fully bloomed. Super cute. The thyme is just so lush. Here's a view of the garden. Kind of up in the air there. There's lots of color right there with the peonies. Spirea is blooming. And it was almost blooming in the last video. The catmint there, petunias, and the lamb's ear. Everything is just looking so pretty. I love the color of the chartreuse and that like hot pink on the spirea there. It's different than all the other colors, and I'm still very new to gardening, so I'm trying to figure out like what looks good together and what should I put together. But the thing is if I just pick out things that I like and that are pretty, I'm thinking everything looks good together if it's pretty. So there's like no right or wrong or anything. Those are the bishop's flower that we started from seed. I only had like 6, so I just like the wispy, whimsical look. There's some astrantia in there and snapdragons. Here's another astrantia. All the snapdragons are blooming. Well, not all of them, but they're either blooming or getting really close. And they turn in, I pinched them back so they bushed out. And they're going to have, a little bush of snapdragons. Is cute. Here's the Invincible hydrangea. Big, huge white blooms will be coming soon. The sedum is being taken over by this cat's pajamas. Look at this beautiful color on this snapdragon. So pretty color. All the irises need to be cut back still. I love this little view too. There's a hydrangea back there and a echinacea right next to it. I love this cat's pajamas. Down here we have dianthus. I love the color. I wish it was bigger. I hope it grows bigger. Another foxglove, which also started last year and was blooming this year now. Chives are ready to be cut back. Here's the astrantia that's just doing its thing. This is just so cute. I just love these so much. I don't know if they bloom more, if they have more, if they're going to have more blooms, more stems. I don't know, but I hope that it becomes more bushy over the years. Lupin. I'm going to leave the lupin and not cut it back because I want to see if it'll self-seed. This is a Invincible Spirit 2 hydrangea. It's pink. My husband cut back the lilac because it was looking pretty mangy, so hopefully it comes back in a few years looking nice. Some juniper that Matt, that's one of the first things he bought and put it in our garden, and I didn't like where he put it, and I didn't like it. The flax, love the color of that. Now this is a little wildflower experiment that we're trying out here. There's the another purple leaf sand cherry that we picked up for 10 bucks and stuck it right there. Some weeds. I like these weeds. I like to leave these weeds because I just like the white color. I just think they're cute. And so because this is a wildflower mix, I'm not sure what's in there, but I think that those orangish yellow flowers are some kind of poppy, but I'm not sure. Okay, here we are back at the Invincible 2 hydrangea and a little path. It's mostly, well, it's for me and for the kids. So November loves going in and out of this garden. So we had to put some places where she knew where to step, so she wasn't stepping on things. And we have little fences up so she doesn't wreck anything or step into anything. This lupin is our last lupin that's blooming there. There's a heuchera back there and wormwood and these bright daisies. Here's an echinacea. My pot's still sitting there. Didn't move that yet. Irises that were cut back. Some foxgloves. And there's a huge foxglove right in between those irises that you can't see. And I just noticed today that it has a bloom stalk on it. So that'll be fun. I just love looking at all the colors in here. Some little tiny foxgloves. The Liliatris. The poppies. The Ringo rose right there is so pretty. It's just gorgeous. So I believe that those poppies are done now. As I put up this video, I think they are done. The heuchera is sending out tons of blooms here. They're just teeny tiny little blooms on here, little pink bells. Now I think this is a Firelight Tidbit, and I'm gonna have to check one of these days and make sure, because I cannot see what that says if my life depended on it. So those tags, someone asked me, you know, let me know if those tags work. Well, they didn't last longer than 2 years, so don't make that mistake. Alliums are done. We leave them until they fall over. Lots of self-seeded poppies that we're going to leave in there. There's sage that came back. Astrantia. Now this one is a darker color, and I believe that came in the pack of bulbs that Matt and I bought last year. There were 50 bulbs of Liliatris, Astrantia. Look at that. Look at that color of that poppy. There were phlox in there. And yarrow, I believe. Look at those. Look at that color. It's so pretty. I love that so much. All the foxglove back there. There's so many weeds in here. And we weed every day in little spots. And I just have to do a little bit at a time. Otherwise, it's just way too overwhelming. And we didn't mulch. I mean, I think he put a little bit of mulch down this year, but we haven't. He's on vacation now, so maybe we'll get some things done. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me right now. I'm just letting all these little baby seedlings just do their thing, so I'm not going to cover them up. So I like the cottage garden look. I love it. Like, look at these bachelor buttons just popping up amongst the salvia and the peonies and everywhere. I just love how that looks. So these peony heads, this one, they are huge and they're so heavy. So we definitely are going to have to buy something else to hold these up, because that little stand with the like fence grated look on there is not working. It did not work. So they're tall, they're pretty tall, but they're so heavy. So that's a bummer because they're just gorgeous. Those are my favorite ones. Just so pretty, but look at them. They're so sad. So here's it's a Ringo All-Star, I believe that's how you say it. And that blooms throughout the summer here and there. I go back to the peony because it's just so pretty. It's the prettiest peony I've seen. Isn't it? Look at the pink. Look at it inside there. It's like a rose on top. And all those ruffles. Just pretty, pretty, pretty. There's lots of self-seated bachelor buttons in here, and some of these are self-seated foxgloves. And there's another invincible blush hydrangea. There is a echinacea, phlox, queen of the prairie back there. There's yarrow in there, feverfew, sedum, the grass, and another salvia. Just super pretty colors. So, you know, this video was a few days ago, so the poppies are done, I would say. They're looking mangy, their petals are falling on the ground, so I gotta come in here and cut them off so it doesn't look so bad and let the other things do their thing and show us how pretty they can be. There's another sedum that is encroaching on my invincible blush hydrangea, and there's phlox back here, a juga with lots of grass growing through it. Should go through and cut that back. The flax, lamium is blooming. I can't wait to show you when the lilies bloom. They're so pretty. There's some yarrow creeping up. Self-seeded poppies everywhere. Those dianthus need to go because they're not doing anything. This is a Regium globe thistle. Echinaceas. Sedum, autumn joy sedum. Now last year, all the leaves fell off of that. So I don't know what happened. I think it might have been too much water because a lot of things right here look like they get too much water. Daisies. There's some more hydrangeas. Here's our Midnight Masquerade penstemon that I love. We love this penstemon. Look at the violet bells bloom, so cute, and I love the dark stems and the dark leaves, super cute. So the 9-bark is going over now, and it's really cute with those blooms kind of turning a red now. They're kind of a bright red. So like I said, this was a few days ago. So they look orangish, reddish, and right now it looks like they're bright red. So like last year there were only, you know, maybe 2 blooms on it. So this is kind of new for me to see what they're going to do because I don't know. So I love, you know, finding out new things, watching all the things grow and what they're going to do next and what comes up next. And it's just really exciting. So this part of the garden needs work. So don't mind it. We're trying to figure, right now there's cosmos in there so that they'll grow and, you know, take over that spot for now. Some, you know, little piddly dianthus there, some lupin that we're just gonna let go, and hopefully they self-seed around. This is a, now I can't, this might be the quick fire hydrangea. Probably not, I'm probably wrong, but it's a panicle hydrangea, and the panicle hydrangeas do really well in the hot sun, and the leaves don't get all beat up like the smooth hydrangeas do. The sage is blooming. It's time to cut that back. Alfredo viburnum is looking great as usual. So there's a lot of weeds in here, and if we went in here and just cleaned it all up, it would look much better. But it's a pretty big garden for just Matt and I, and like I said, we're still learning. So here's some more phlox that we're waiting to bloom, see bloom, and these are new phlox, so they were already blooming. We got a good deal on them, so I'm like, we need those. Those are so cute. Here's a view of the little loop that we have going on. The right side of the sidewalk, or the left side of the sidewalk, but the right side of the garden here needs to be fixed, but all in good time. Matt plans on bringing it out a little bit, so we're thinking what we want in there. We like the thyme kind of on the side of the sidewalk. Here's a hydrangea. I love the leaves on there. Queen of the Prairie. I love the dark stems on this. I can't remember if these ones are white or pink. I think they're white. Silver Mist. Is that what it's called? Love the white foxgloves. A juga in there. All kinds of poppies sprouting up, and alyssum, and on this side, so I have to still cut back lots of things. The tulips and the daffodils. Still gotta do that. Those are regiums, not the globe thistles. They're hobbit. Now I forgot what they're called. Those are the snapdragons that I'm pointing to. There's 5 of them right there, I believe, and some of them are blooming. Feverfew. I love the feverfew with the Ringo rose in the back. So cute. Marigold. Some more dianthus here. Yarrow. Another feverfew. In the back is the Bobo hydrangea, and that looks really good, like I said before. Can't wait to see that bloom. Some bishop's flower, poppy. The thyme is starting to bloom. So I planted these violas because I want them to self-seed, so we'll see. They're really cute. I'm gonna come around the corner here and show you a close-up of them. It's so cute. I just love that. I hope they do self-seed because I want those everywhere. I mean, how cute are those next to the white alyssum? Super cute. So crossing my fingers on those that they self-seed, but I have no idea if they're going to or not. I'm just hoping they do. Going to bring you up onto the deck here and show you what we have in the planter boxes that Matt made. We have these Bordeaux petunias that look fabulous. What a pretty color. They're just so pretty. And then we have Alyssum in there, and we have a wire vine that I stuck in there that I hope it gets way bushier than that. We'll see. Same thing in this planter next to it. And then on the house here, we have this thing that Matt put together. And I planted this year. I'm going to see how this goes. Super Bell's Double Smitten Pink. And then this. I think this thing that I have in this pot is the perfect thing for these pots. It gets very hot on the deck here during the day. So hot that I would say you can't sit up here comfortably on warm days. This says Lantana. I know you can't really see it very well. I'm trying to focus. It's Lantana Lucky. Today I smelt it. I'm like, does this even have a good smell? And no, I don't think it does. I don't like the smell. Some people might, but I don't. And here's a vinca vine. It's growing well here too, so maybe, and then it's good for that spot. And then Matt put in these pots, because I didn't know, so he stuck thyme in there, and then he put, what is that top one? It's peppermint. It's chocolate peppermint. So let's hope that it does well. On the other side of the deck, we have a begonia right there, and then we have jazzberry petunias, and of course Super Tunia Vista. I don't know the differences yet of all the things. I don't, hopefully I'll learn that. And then I'm taking you in the backyard to see a few things. So this lamium back here is growing really nice and just a nice green, and that's what I wish it looked like in the front, but it's getting too much sun up in the front. So, and tons of astilbe here. We just learned this year that astilbe are big feeders, so we fed it, and now it's like growing like crazy. The yarrow, I love the pink yarrow, and I shared before we have way too much yarrow, so we're going to be pulling some of it out. Here is the Campanula super bells. Are they called super bells? I don't think they're called super. It's Campanula though. And I think they're all purple, but those are interesting. Probably not my favorite thing, but they're interesting. One little self-seeded orange poppy there, and here's a rose. This rose is the Queen of Sweden. Ugh, so pretty. So I think that we might end up having to move that because I don't think it gets enough shakes. I believe that one needs more shade, and I don't think it's getting enough shade. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. And this one is the Alnick rose. They're both David Austin roses. Very, very pretty rose, the pink. I hope these get really big and take up lots of room here. And I want more roses because who doesn't want roses? They're so pretty. There's not very much color back here, like I said. The yarrow, here's another pink yarrow. It's a lighter pink than the other one. And we have a few different, more than a few different patches of yarrow, and tons of, it's self-seeds everywhere. So we've been pulling out yarrow and feverfew self-seed everywhere. So be careful because we probably made a mistake planting so much. So I'm going to leave you with this barberry, and I hope you enjoyed our little video.